Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we are back with another mock draft. I keep saying I'm back on my grind, and I'm not. I'm gonna upload 2 of these today. We gotta get these all knocked out before the draft. What we do after the draft, I do not know. So if you guys have any ideas, please leave it in the comments because I have no idea what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have a big boards, first round, second round mock drafts, all out before the draft. We're gonna get a bunch of these out. I'm done messing around. Okay, I keep saying this. It's true this time. I'm done messing around. Here we go. Washington football team, 7-round mock draft. Let's see what's available for us at 19. All right, so some positional needs for Washington is linebacker, Owusu Koromoa, Zaven Collins are options. You need a tackle, Tevin Jenkins this year. That's a good option. You need safety, but I wouldn't take one here in the first round. I don't think I would at all. You could use corner. Farley's available. You can take a risk on him. He has injury concerns, but he's also really talented and probably shouldn't be here at 19 if he have injury concerns. So you take a risk on him. Can he be healthy? You don't know. But you did sign William Jackson, so I don't think that's that big of a need. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is not your guy. Mac Jones is here at 19. Patriots pass, take Devontae Smith for the value, and just because they think he's the best player on the board at 15, I'm not sure why they took him, but Mac Jones seems like a fairly obvious pick here. You let Ryan Fitzpatrick start, but you bring Mac Jones in if Fitzpatrick gets hurt or develop him, and if he exceeds expectations, you start him over Ryan Fitzpatrick. But you got to take your guy. Dwayne Haskins didn't work out. Mac Jones, I like him. I just don't like him. He's still quarterback 5 for me. I've been seeing buzz about him at number 3. I just don't think that's going to happen. But like I said, Tevin Jenkins or Owusu Koromoa are probably more likely the two to go to the football team here at 19. I don't think Mac Jones falls this far. I don't think the Patriots pass on him if he is there, but you never know. I'm going to take Mac Jones because he is here at 19, and the computer decided to give him to me nicely, and I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, here's a pick that might be a little controversial to some Washington fans. You could take a tackle. We do need a tackle badly. Geron Christensen is still young, though. You might give him another chance. I don't know. However, the player I'm taking, like, linebacker's obviously a big need. You got no one there, pretty much. You're relying on John Bostic, Cole, I forget his name, Cole Holcomb. So you do need a linebacker. However, you have Landon Collins at safety and Cameron Curl at safety. Now, my logic here is that you can put Landon Collins in the box and still have 2 safeties over the top. And that's why I'm thinking about taking Javon Holland. Or I just take the straight-up linebacker and let Landon Collins stay at his scheme. It's kind of like a toss-up to me because I think Javon Holland's a better player at his position than Jabril Cox is at his position. But I think Jabril Cox is better than Landon Collins would be in the box. And better than... it's hard. I think I'm going to take Jabril Cox, I think. Yes, I am. I wanted Javon Holland, but I just don't think you move Collins down if you don't have to. He's signed through 2024. You're kind of stuck with him anyways. You may as well get your linebacker because that's where you need help at the most. This pick, you could look at O-tackle again, but I'm not going to take an O-tackle because I like this interior O-lineman better than any of the O-tackles at this spot. I think I can get value at O-tackle later if I wanted to take one. We pick in 7 picks. With this pick, I'm going to take Quinn Miners out of Wisconsin Whitewater. I believe it's a D3 school. I might be wrong. It might be D2. I know it's not D1. But I like him a lot. He's burst onto the scene here. His tape is incredible from what I've seen. And there's a chance he goes higher than this, honestly. I don't know if he'll be here at 74. But because he's from such a small school, he might fall. But I think he's got great potential. And Wes Schweitzer is old and not getting any younger. And you need a guard. Brandon Scherf, I believe, signed another franchise tag. You don't know if you're re-signing him. And who do you have at center? Chase Roulier, I think, if you still have him. But, like, Miners is a guard. I think he develops as a guard for the next years to come. And in round 3, I think you can get a starting guard for the next 5 years at least. Oh, my God. All right, with this pick, I want to take Stone Forsythe. He's the best left tackle available. I like Spencer Brown more as a right tackle. And the reason I'm taking Stone Forsythe is because I think he has more potential as a left tackle than Spencer Brown. And you got Morgan Moses, I believe, for a few more years still. And if he's on a one-year deal, I apologize. I should have taken Spencer Brown because I think he's better. But the reason I took Stone Forsythe is because you're pretty much stuck with Morgan Moses as far as I know. Get your left tackle. You need one. Jerron Christensen's decent, not great. All right, with this pick, I was looking at a safety because we talked about it earlier, but I'm actually going to go corner and just... I know you have Kendall Fuller, who's a slot corner. You have William Jackson, but you have like Greg Stroman and other corners behind him. Depth at corner in round 4 and Shaun Wade, who had a high ceiling. People thought he was potentially a first-round pick, and he's just fallen. He got burned far too many times by elite receivers at the college level and just didn't look that good, but the talent was there when he was in his freshman year at Ohio State. I think in round 4, you can take a shot and see if you can recover that from him and get him back to what he was as a freshman in the slot. I don't know if you can get that out of him, but that's like the goal I'm going for here by drafting him. I think you just try to unlock that potential in round 4. That's the best I got for you. All right, with this pick, I'm going to take Derek Forrest out of Cincinnati. Just kind of a all-around safety, not particularly great in one aspect, but I think he can do his job as a special teamer and like a third, fourth safety behind Cameron Curl and Landon Collins. I just think he's the best of the safeties available. Paris Ford is an interesting one, and I didn't even see him, and I may have taken him because he has potential just like Shaun Wade, but he's gone now. We haven't picked in forever. Holy cow. All right, looks like we have 2 final picks here. I'm not really sure where I want to go yet. All right, with this pick, the Red Washington football team has a lot of receivers that are like small. Steven Sims, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin's a decent size, but you don't really have an above-the-rim guy. You have Antonio Gandy Golden and Kelvin Harmon, but none of them have developed particularly well yet. And Sage Surratt is a guy that when he had Jamie Newman throwing him the football, not this past year because Newman transferred, the year before that, Sage Surratt had some insane highlight plays. I know highlights is not the best way to judge a player. You want to see what their actual technique is and not because competition factors into highlights and stuff like that. But Sage Surratt is a guy who I think just a big playmaker. And in round 7, I like him because I liked him 2 years ago, and I thought he was. There was a point in this draft where I thought he was a second or third round pick until other receivers played better than him this year. So round 7, I don't think that's a bad pick at all. We pick again, and I think with this pick, we'll go with the typical edge rusher because you got Casey Toohill and you have Montez Sweat and Chase Young, but you don't really have much behind them. Get a developmental pass rusher. Joshua Kando I like a lot as like a potential guy. I don't think he's good right away, which is why he's here in round 7. But that's going to do it for this draft. Let's go ahead and recap. We got Mac Jones at 19. I think that's the quarterback for the Washington football team. Will he be there at 19 in real life? I don't know, but he was in this, so we go ahead and select him. Then at 51, we considered taking Javon Holland and letting Collins play in the box. Instead, we decided to take the linebacker and let Collins stay at safety. Jabril Cox, just a good range guy, decent in coverage. And then next we got Quinn Miners, guy I talked about, D2 or D3 school, I can't remember. But an O-lineman who wasn't on the radar for anyone coming into this year, as far as I know. And now he's projected as the 75th best player on the big board, or whatever, according to the Draft Network. That's just development that you don't see often. You don't see a guy from a D3 school all of a sudden become a top 100 player in the draft. So that's already a good sign. That means people like him as a D3 talent. And, Quinn Miners, good guard. Sheriff is a franchise tag. Schweitzer's old. You could eventually use him as your future guard. Let him develop for a year behind those two guys maybe. And then if injuries happen, he gets a starting job. But as far as I'm concerned, he'll probably not start if you take him right away. But you never know. Stone Forsythe, I assume he would have a chance to start at left tackle right away, but Christensen might beat him out, but he's also another developmental guy. We picked up 2 O-linemen here for them. You take Mac Jones, you got decent receivers in McLaurin and Samuel, but you need some O-linemen to protect him. I like Antonio Gibson. What's his name? Played well last year at tight end. I forget his name. Big guy, Logan Thomas. He had a few touchdowns at least. I know that much. I'm not sure how good he was blocking wise, but and then Shaun Wade, we're taking a shot on him. Same with Sage Surratt. Same with Joshua Kaindoh. These are potential picks. Like I'm not liking them as day one starters at all. Shaun Wade is flash potential in the past. Sage Surratt is flash potential in the past. And Joshua Kaindoh is just an athletic freak. Derek Forrest more of a special teamer, but he can be a rotational safety. That's why I took him. He can play if injuries happen. But that's going to do it for this draft. We finally are back. Washington football team's done. Let's see who's after them so I can just record the next one. Chicago Bears. That will be out later today. This one should be up around 1 o'clock. This one, the Bears, should be around 5, 6 o'clock maybe, Eastern time. I'll see. But I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you leave a comment below and what you want me to do after the draft, because I need to have some sort of content after the draft. But I appreciate it, and thank you for watching, and peace.